Hey guys, I want to go to Colossians chapter 3, and I want to show you some key things in this chapter. It's really pretty amazing. It starts out with, therefore, if you have been raised up with Christ, keep seeking the things above. Don't quit. Keep pressing on. Keep learning. Be a life learner. Be a persevering person. Don't let off on the gas. Don't just put it in neutral. Don't just coast. Let's push and press on, and let's keep seeking. Let's keep knocking. Let's keep asking. We keep on keeping on, as they say. Perseverance is a lifestyle of tenacious forward motion. And I heard a minister say, forward ever, backward never. I love that. We just keep going with God and in His strength and in His stabilizing power, His incentive plan. I mean, since we're raised up with Christ, we don't stop there. We keep seeking the things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. We're to seek His face. We're to seek His direction. We're to seek His will and seek to be good servants and set our mind on the things above, not on the things on the earth. And I mean, what this does not mean is we dumb down and ignore everything around us and become so heavenly minded that we're of no earthly good. But I actually take issue with that phrase. I think to the degree that we become heavenly minded, where we correctly set our hearts on God and lift up our eyes to the Lord and love Him and affirm that relationship. I know, just as an example, my relationship with my wife rises or falls based on attention. You know, if I'm listening to her, I'm looking in her eyes, I'm getting near her, I'm interacting with her, it causes our marriage to thrive. And if I'm ignoring her and I'm distant from her and we're not paying attention to each other, it feels stale. And I think that is true with everything, with parents and children, with workers and coworkers and colleagues, things like that. And I think additionally with the Lord, I think this is the opposite of ignoring God. This is, hey, keep seeking the things which are above. And that's what you're doing right now. That's why we're having this little prayer moment, why I do this, and why we have this opportunity. Just some of you are doing this before you go to bed. Some of you are doing this for a devotional in the morning. Some of you are from other countries, and you know, maybe there's a pastor watching. I just want to encourage you, and I'm just thankful that we get to have this little moment. I'm glad this message found you. And I pray that as you and we set our affections on things above and not on the things of the earth, we're going to gain some insights and get some direction, receive some clarity, be sparked with inspiration, be flooded with new ideas. You creatives that write songs or paint paintings or develop systems at work, or some of you architects, or there are plumbing people watching me. There are electricians it's electrical engineering. That's a discipline. Plumbing is a discipline. People say, well, you know, water runs downhill, you know, that kind of thing. It's a science. And it needs, some of you are designing things and God's given you a spark of creativity right now. Raising kids. I have 4. No 2 of them are alike. They're all so unique. We had kids in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I promise you, they are different from each other. And so I seek for wisdom and for enlightenment as to how I could better serve them as a father, you know, in the sense of my responsibility with them, with loving them, praying for them, encouraging them. The Bible says, fathers, don't exasperate your children so that they will not lose heart. So I just don't want to do that. I don't want to exasperate my children. And because each one of them is different, maybe some of the approach I would make with one would exasperate the other. So then I need God. You do too. And that's why we're praying right now, so that we get kind of refinement along these lines. And I think the way we do that is by setting our affections on things above. First of all, because God's deserving and of our full focus. But then secondarily, the results are we're better off for it. First, because we want to honor him just because of who he is. He's great and deserving of attention. And I don't want to ignore God. And I repent whenever I do. It's one of the things I don't like in my life. And so I'm intentional. I deliberately want to set my affections on things above. So Father, help us, Lord, to manage our time and make the most of our time because the days are evil. Help us, Lord, to teach us to number our days that we may provide a heart of wisdom. And God, I ask that there will be a terrific surge of supernatural